Hello, SpeedGaming! Welcome back to the next match of the Metroid Prime Randomizer Tournament 2023. Today we have a game of SpklJae versus TGC.
Yes, this is going to be a fantastic game. It is a bit late for a lot of our North American viewers. But for Europe, this is going to be a fantastic time, definitely.
I'm certain of it.
Yes. TGC is a very, very good player. I'm not as familiar with SpklJae, certainly. It's going to be... I think TGC is going to have a bit of an advantage here. That's just kind of my... I don't know what you call it. I prefer the name that I know when it comes to predicting these races. Do you think we'll see an upset?
I think we can expect a pretty good match, to be honest. Especially with even weeklies, it's more likely to see some discrepancies between routing and see some very good decisions. I think this is going to be a blast of a time.
Any item predictions, rather.
Well, I'm still hoping for vanilla artifacts.
Yeah, that's always fun. It's always fun.
But the real vanilla with name and so on. We only had it once and then it was only half vanilla because it was artifact of wild on Flagra.
But did they get it early?
They got it pretty late actually. But yeah, I think this is going to be amazing.
Alright, and we're off. Timers are starting. We'll be beginning very shortly now. Magmore start. So we probably have Varia. That or it's like workstation. We have Morph and Bombs.
And we have Varia.
So it's our 3 starting items. That and of course Charge Room.
Oh, Transportex is B. Not bad.
Yeah, Tab is a good place to start. And we have Spring Ball on as well. This may be another one-sided Spring Ball seed where only one racer remembers that they even have it. Jay does not seem to be taking advantage of it at all. Oh no, there we go. Okay, this isn't going to be completely seed though, but last seed icon today. And that seed, Tuba Man adamantly refused to use their Spring Ball ever, which is quite unfortunate.
Okay. Do we go? Yeah, we go for the NSJ standables.
I haven't seen much of the NSJ monitor station climb, if I'm being honest. It's always happy to see.
In my opinion, even easier than the bump jump, to be honest.
Yeah, I just haven't seen it. Unfortunately, as you can see, it misses the dash for Warrior Shrine. That's not great. That's not great. I'm pretty sure that one's in Logic too, so I'm gonna have to come back for that eventually. I don't think the climb is in Logic though.
No, the climb's not in Logic. The Scan Dash 2 Warrior Shrine should be beginner by now. Oh no, TGC misses the missile. That's X-ray.
No, that's thermal.
Is that thermal?
Yeah, it has a bit of an orange tint. X-ray is more of a clear white.
Well, we'll get another look. Oh no, that is X-ray.
Oh, was I wrong? Maybe it's just the coloration of the room doing it to me.
Yeah.
I was pretty confident too. And it's an E-Tank in Storage Cavern. Always great to see.
Yeah, the NSJ dash is not in beginner, but with Space Jump, it will definitely. With Space Jump, Warrior Shrine dash should be beginner right now.
What do you think is awaiting us in Lava Lake? Because we did start with bombs. Would that actually be in logic without grapple beam or space jump?
What exactly?
Lava Lake.
Yeah.
I assume it would, with like a beginner slope jump or whatever.
It is, it is. But without... Well, without space jump? I think, yeah. I think it's...
Well, also grapple beam would put it into logic with no tricks. This is just grapple to it. There's like the grapple points in that room. It's just a missile. Where does our lava lake elevator take us?
Yeah, so for the people that don't know about this, we are in week 2 of the Randomizer tournament, which is even weekly settings, which means we have basically standard...
Well, we don't just have a random starting location, we also have random elevators. Our elevators have some rules, and they can only take us to other elevators, and the elevators they take us to are going to lead back to the one we started at. In addition, the elevators can only go between areas, so you can't have one elevator in Magmore take us to the other side of Magmore. That's not allowed. Let's see, that's going to take us to Sun Tower, which is actually, I believe, vanilla. This is where that elevator normally goes.
Vanilla elevator. But still pretty good.
We aren't going to be seeing this one randomized, apparently, but the other ones you can expect to see go to places they ordinarily wouldn't. But yeah, those are the basic differences with the even weekly settings. Random starting items, random starting location, and random elevators. I don't know why he's checking the elevator again.
Jay has an E-Tank more than TGC, so I will allow myself to say Warrior Shrine was an E-Tank.
That would make sense. Oh wait, my eyes slipped to the wrong screen, my bad. I was watching Jay go up the elevator, and for some reason I thought that was TGC going back down. I apologize. That's 2 AM for you. And that's a suit in Vault. Interesting. Jay decided to go a different direction at first. So we're seeing some different checks. Is this a face-on suit? I wasn't quite sure. It didn't look very purple to me, but I didn't really get a look at it. I think that's gravity.
That's gravity, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, what do you think that's pointing us towards? Do you think that's something, or do you think that's just kind of where gravity ended up?
Space jump.
So it turns out that slight change in direction is actually going to be a little beneficial for SpklJae. If only briefly.
I mean, gravity...
Seeing space jump on Vault Ledge is going to be a bit of a tease.
If we get wave and grapple, this could be Q1.
I don't know.
Or it could be, well, Watery Hole underwater has a potential to be something, but it's rare.
You're certainly not wrong. That said, we do already have 2 artifacts, which I think is a lot more than you normally expect to have at less than 8 minutes playtime. For those who are new to the randomizer format, we only have 6 artifacts to grab in this version of the randomizer, in this preset, I should say. Ordinarily in the base game, you have to get 12, but to ensure a good variety to our seeds, we limit that to 6. Otherwise, you end up kind of going everywhere, every seed, which isn't very interesting to play or to route. It's much more interesting if there are places you don't go every seed. This is kind of why I'm not as big a fan of Super Metroid randomizers, because you always end up needing to go to the 4 main bosses. It just kind of creates a lot of predictability, and it's why a lot of the area randomizers are more popular there. As opposed to the Prime community, where they tend not to be the default settings for a lot of tournaments.
I absolutely agree. And there's space jump for TGC. Oh,
grapple being in the half pipe. Interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's really interesting.
And we're getting a peek at the tree. It's a missile expansion.
Yeah.
You can just barely clip your camera through the little nub on the great tree, or the tree in the main plaza. Great tree is a different tree entirely. But that can allow you to preview that item without actually having the X-ray visor or being able to just blow up the stump, which makes it very, very inconvenient. It's a little bit precise lining yourself up so that your camera plane clips through it, but it's totally doable.
Absolutely, yeah. Both runners giving themselves a high five.
Indeed. There's nothing for us in Rune Shrine, really, except some ammunition. Where do you think our front elevator is going to take us? I'm thinking mines. Ooh.
PPC.
Mines.
God.
That's
not liking that right now.
That's not going to be helpful for us at all. We don't have power bombs, so we can neither grab the item in PPC nor proceed into middle mines, because that requires power bombs.
The thing is, even though we had the option, I don't think any of the runners checked Twin Fire elevator.
Well, I think
that's that's still an elevator that we could lead to.
Also, Magma Pool in Logic. We have gravity suit. We have very serious grapple suit. We have all these items. That absolutely puts the Magma Pool dash in Logic, but we don't have power bombs yet. And we don't have wave beam, so we can't do TCA, we can't do training chamber.
And unfortunately, we don't have X-ray right now, so
we can't preview it.
But we have ice beam
in Gathering Hall.
Yeah. So let's see what's gravity suit for Watery Hole. That is already the third artifact within 11 minutes.
Behind the missile wall. Very nice.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Tank and lower dynamo. We unfortunately will not be able to see what the upper dynamo item is, though. That can always be a bit of dramatic irony, but neither runner has the spider ball right now, so even we in the booth won't really be able to know. Jay's trying to get a look at it, but you really can't get that angle, unfortunately. So we're not going to know. We're
you only have,
you
only have the option to walk roll forward.
Yes, we have seen that once or twice, but it's pretty uncommon to see that.
Well, it's not really worth it right now, but if we get boost, we can get the item without sputtable.
Yeah. So, and, you know, the wall crawl over here isn't actually that long. You can get out of bounds in Gathering Hall very, very quickly. It's very easy. You literally just jump out of bounds. There's just no ceiling. You can just jump there. It's very...
Yeah.
And this is actually a big part of IBBF, Ice Beam before Flogra, which is one of the main strategies used in the actual Metroid Prime speedrun. This is kind of where you start that out of bounds. You head, you know, through energy core, through furnace, up until you get to antechamber, where you grab the ice beam. We are going to be seeing SpklJae choose to head into energy core, probably do the puzzle, check lower furnace, and possibly do Zoid as well. We are going to be seeing a Zoid play, it would appear.
Meanwhile, TGC is going for late chosen. With Ice Beam just picked up, I respect that. Checking the upper tree elevator. What's it gonna be?
Wave Beam at Zoid. Oh, that's fantastic news for Jay. Because TGC just completely skipped it. He's made the conscious decision, I do not want to fight Zoid. I don't want to go to Burn Dome. Because you go to Burn Dome, you get burned so often. That's what happens. In this case, though, Jay isn't going to get burned. Jay is on fire.
TGC, meanwhile, found Talon Canyon. The Root Cave could have a major upgrade with X-Ray being so early and Grapple Beam already being in our equipment. Ooh, that was too low.
Yeah, this Arbor Chamber out of bounds can be a bit tricky. A lot of our runners can make it look pretty easy, but it does take a little practice to get it down.
Absolutely.
There we go. That's expansion acquired.
So that makes me question what the game wants us to do with X-Ray this early. And there's one of the rare nothings.
Yeah, there are going to be 7 nothings throughout the game. Actually, there's going to be a bit more since we had 3 starting items in addition to our charge beam. That's going to bring us up to 10 nothings. 10% of our items are just going to be nothing because we've taken 4 items: our charge beam, our morph ball bombs, and our berry suit, as well as 6 artifacts out of the item pool. Now, in some other randomizers, and in fact in some other Randomizer presets, you'll see them replaced with, say, missiles, or, you know, we've also had seeds. Last tournament, it was quite common to see people RA to replace nothings with grapple beams or nothings with wave busters. It's like a joke. And you will see that in this tournament as well. But by default, nothings are just nothing. You pick them up and they don't do anything at all, except give you 1% on final completion tally, which obviously our runners don't really care about very much.
Yeah. Fun fact, that was the second vanilla artifact, not artifact, elevator, with Twin Fire being vanilla.
That looked like a missile at the top of the furnace spider trail.
Yeah.
If we didn't already... I almost could have said it looked a bit like Plasma Beam, but it really didn't. It was pretty clearly a missile to me.
Let's see, where are the rest of the 3 artifacts?
By the way, thanks for the audio change. That probably was, and Jay is currently muted, so that was definitely appreciated.
Tower of Light, Security Cave, Chapel of the Elders. Those are pretty free artifacts.
Chapel of the Elders, that's the wave beam room, right?
Yeah. It's Shigoth.
Alright. Mama Shigoth. So that's 2 of our items in Run of Rifts. And the remaining one is going to be locked behind that wave beam that Jay just found a minute ago.
And then I can already
And
feel...
in fact, you know, that's actually a lot of wave-locked stuff. And obviously, usually you do need wave to complete the seed. It's almost never skippable. But it still helps to confirm that TGC is not going to be making that progress towards artifacts or getting a phase onto it without wave beam. That's always good news to get as a runner when you have the wave beam. You're seeing a freaking crash site climb. This is not too tricky compared to a lot of things. It looks pretty impressive just because of how far up you're climbing, but that one's not that difficult. The reason that we're doing this is A, for that item, which is a power bomb expansion. Very useful. It's going to be our first one on TGC's side this seed, so we're going to be able to access some new checks for that. But secondly,
we know that...
more importantly, in my opinion, is the elevator, which is going to take us to Magma Caverns to the south. It holds some interesting routing opportunities. So,
and we know that
used.
we know that the power bomb will also be required, so having an expansion is going to come in handy later on.
Yes, having an expansion is always helpful. Hopefully we get another one, because having just one power bomb is just absolute hell. It's absolute pain if you run out of ammo. There are lots of places, especially once you get towards mines, where you use a power bomb, and then 2 minutes later you need another power bomb, and if you haven't found one in the interim, it can be really, really nasty. Not great to work with. Did you see taking a ship save? Oh no, taking a save work, actually. Antechamber holds a missile expansion. We have the ice beam, so we'll go ahead and grab that. For those not aware, Antechamber has sort of a one-sided door. You also see this in some other rooms like plasma processing and Chapel of the Elders. In rooms where you're actually meant to get a beam, the door outside the room doesn't require you to have the beam to open it, but the door inside of it does, kind of to force you to switch over to the beam that you just picked up. Antechamber is unassuming as a room compared to the other two, though, so a lot of people don't realize that playing Randomizer and get themselves locked in.
Yeah, that's only...
Be sure to avoid that if you start playing for yourself, but our runners are both experienced enough to know not to get stuck there.
There's only one way to get out of Antechamber without the ice beam picking up the item, which would be lock picking. We can lay a power bomb in front of the door, basically run into the item, the door gets closed, but the power bomb reopens it.
Yes. You see this a lot more often with Chapel of the Elders, though. That's kind of where you see that the most.
Yeah. Oh hell, I just realized that we have missile launcher on top of the cave.
Oh, that's our logical missiles.
Yeah.
Interesting. Remind me, where was our space jump?
Main plaza.
The X-ray is in logic, of course, because that just requires charge beam to blow open. Yeah, and it was vault for the vault ledge for our space jump, right?
Yeah.
And then there's that nothing again in TCC.
Mm-hmm. But that should actually be Joseph full clear for us now.
For now, we still have Tower Chamber on Jay's end.
Yeah, right.
And we can do TCA.
And get a hinge of training chamber.
Yes. And if we had our X-ray, which Jay easily could have had, we could be able to scout Magma Pool.
Yeah.
TGC, of course, actually did go get that X-ray during that trip back to Magmore. I just went ahead and fixed Jay's cropping. I accidentally set it a bit too conservative on the timer crop.
Mm-hmm.
That should fix the 10 digit being cut off, which was rather unsettling. Now, interestingly, Jay has the wave beam, so they can do frigate when TGC does not. We have gravity suit, we have space jump, we have wave beam, we have ice beam. The only thing that we're missing is thermal ball. I think we'll see them go frigate.
Now what I'm curious about is, given that Jay got the PB expansion, will we see what is the other workstation elevator? Because we're coming out in the breeze, we will. At this point, it what feels like could only be, or it would be very helpful if it is any kind of Fenrana or main plaza. have another nothing.
Yeah, nothing in workstation today. TGC now has the Wave Beam. Gets another Powerball expansion behind Magma Pool's Rock Wall. TCA holds for us a missile expansion. Training chamber, that looks like a missile. You can just barely see the orange glow outline.
Yeah. And there's Cumon elevator, by the way.
Very interesting. We have Grapple Beam. It's worth noting. It's gonna make this room a little bit more convenient to traverse.
Yeah, I think this could be Tasting Suit in real soonish.
Yes, quite possibly. We do also need the Plasma Beam. Nothing.
Wow.
Again, there's, you know, more nothings than usual in the pool compared to the week 1 settings.
There's 10.
Yes, 10.
Thados,
Nothing but-
did you see also shaking the head to Thados, saying, "Nope, I'm out of here."
No, sir. I am not fighting that rock.
I do think Thados is the best boss the game has to offer. To be honest.
Yeah, that's not exactly the highest praise. Metroid Prime 1's bosses are kind of mid when you compare it to the rest of the series. I'm just saying what we're all thinking. I'm saying what we're all thinking, folks.
Well, tried to think of a 3D boss for a game that was supposed to be in 2D normally. It's Artifact of Wild. Let's go. So, Tower of Progression had again progression.
Yeah, well, we kind of saw that one coming. Let's remember So that means that Frigate is fully in logic now. I'm a Frigate enjoyer. I can't hide my colors. That is, I think, the best part of Metroid Prime. Because it's so slow and it has, like, 0 enemies. And, of course, it's so fun to watch our runners suffer for, like, 3 items. One of which is super locked, I will say, and the others are gravity locked, the item that doesn't do anything anywhere else in the game.
Jay has no plasma beam to get to the item in security station.
You mean security cave?
Yeah, sorry.
And security station is that bit in mines, I believe.
Yeah,
very,
it is.
very early, like right next to the main quarry. Alright, there's our artifact of Life Giver.
Alright, never mind behind the people. It still doesn't make any sense. Yeah, thanks Zeke. High security, I remember.
Now let's see if Gravity Chamber holds anything for us today. At this point, we've only seen one of our beam combos, and it wasn't supers.
It was flamethrower.
Correct. Last hit, ironically. It looks like E? I'm
No, it
not
was
sure.
E. It was E.
So it looks like Farfen is mostly dead, besides our artifact.
Up to now, a pretty close race.
Indeed. Both our runners have 4 artifacts, although it's worth noting that SpklJae is, in Fen.
Yeah, but they have to come back for Tower of Light.
That's true. That's true. But I just feel like I like their decision a bit more. Chose was
Yeah.
much closer to the start. And Tower of Light is just very close to the start of Chose.
But well, given the way that TGC is choosing right now, it's either Frigate or Fendrana where they're ending up soon. Both could be really strong plays here. But yeah, at this point with the loadout we have, I would only beeline for artifacts, get the hint, and try to find plasma on my way for it. Now let's see, what do we have in ether? That's Spider.
That's Spider Ball.
Oh god, that was close. I saw them falling off.
The control tower will not be controlling our progression today.
Cut sequence skip backwards, okay.
Nah. It's like a missile in Biohazard, so nothing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be sad if Frigate doesn't have it. I like Frigate to pay out. The runners deserve to have Frigate be full of loot. But only if they don't go there.
Yeah.
TGC struggling a bit with ball. Gets nothing for his efforts. Spring Ball does change the timing on those bombs, so sometimes it's easier to just do it the normal way, even though it's slightly slower, technically speaking. It's still much faster than missing it and then having to try again.
And Jay does not own X-ray, so we can't check Hydra right here.
That's correct. Hydra will remain a mystery for the time being. There's nothing we can really do about it. Unless it's main power bombs or something, and then we're just never gonna know.
That is the third vanilla elevator in this whole seed. TGC just found main quarry. I can't believe it.
No way. No way.
Is this game even randomized? Oh, Ulti found a way to peek Hydra. That's cool.
Oh really? How crazy is this? It doesn't require out of bounds.
I'm looking at the clip right now.
Jay's struggling, trying to roll past the Shadow Pirate. Manages to make it thanks to spring ball.
Oh wow, that looks pretty simple. It's actually just a bump jump backwards into the thing and manipulating the camera with that. That's good to know.
Taking a save in Courtyard, which is a very smart decision, I think.
But yeah,
TTC,
this
meanwhile,
is...
doing reverse bar skip because we don't have the boost ball to use the spinner. We could technically do boostless since we have the bombs. But that takes a long time and is really, really annoying. And nobody likes doing boostless boost spinners. It's just not a trick for cool people, I'm sorry. If you're cool and you do boostless spinners, no you're not. And that's our main power bombs in Ice Ruins West, by the way. We don't really even have to look at that, we kind of just know, because main power bombs is the biggest, brightest item in the entire game, and it wants everybody to know it.
This should make, given how the elevators were set, this should be fan shorelines here. If I'm not mistaken.
Interesting. Canyon appears not to have anything. Now, do you think Ice Ruins East is going to reward us for having this spider ball today? Curious what your thoughts are.
It's not completely unreasonable to believe so.
Also, what do you think our Shoreline's elevator is?
It is Great Tree Hall.
That's a good prediction.
No, TGC just went through it.
Oh. I wasn't watching. I was not paying attention at all. TTC has absolutely had this fan elevator handed on a silver platter.
We do have every elevator by now in our info.
In Ice Ruins East Ice. Now we have one more item to check on this spider check, which Jay is going to look at.
Part of having progression is possible at this point.
It's a missile. Yeah, it's absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible. We don't have that much else it can be. Especially, who am I kidding? We have a lot else it can be, but it just can't be in lower mines, really. We have pretty much all of upper and middle mines to look at this point. And we did already peak most of Fen, most of Chozo at this point.
Yeah.
And, you know, all of Talon.
Given
Actually,
that...
Did we see Life Grove stuff? Did we see Life Grove Tunnel?
No, we don't have people.
What about Tree Change?
Given that we can get every single artifact without plasma and without phases, of course. I like the play of TGC to just get all the artifacts, get the hint. If it's phase in mines, we can full clear mines, find plasma hopefully.
Hopefully.
Oh wow, Shigov survived a power bomb. That's something you don't see every day.
I've never seen her do that before.
Me neither. I'm surprised. And with that much health left.
This She-God is just locked to us, refuses to let us get behind. There we go. Glued to our visors around there. Much faster Mama Sheegoth, but the rest of it not so much. Also, I like how it just slightly moved up from the platform racing. That's kind of funny. That amuses me. SpklJae getting in the save station, choosing to make the save warp to Magmore, which I like at this point. Last artifact is going to be Tower of Light.
That is correct. But I think this will actually mean that SpklJae will get phases mutant way earlier.
Possibly, yes. Oh, this is the boost ball I'm referring to. That spider ball is going to make things very, very handy by unlocking the boost ball for us.
Oh, that's also pretty neat, given that we're about to get artifact hints. Or not get artifact hint, get phases mutant. Which, because it means we can boost ball Ridley.
Yes, we can do the Ridley secret strat. For those unaware, Ridley wasn't made immune to the boost ball. The boost ball has a very dominant way of deciding whether or not it destroys something that runs into it. The boost ball deals, I think it's 100,000 damage per frame to anything that touches it, only if that thing is specifically vulnerable to it. Otherwise, it does nothing, more or less. And for most bosses, obviously, most bosses do not have any weakness to boost ball. But Ridley, for whatever reason, despite coming after you to get the boost ball, was never made immune to it. So you boost into Ridley, you can immediately take off most of its health bar, transitioning to its final phase. Its final phase isn't really, you can't really boost ball it, so as soon as you get to it, you get to defeat it normally, but it skips the vast majority of the fight, depending on how early you can land that boost ball in. Now, once Ridley starts the fight flying around, so one of your priorities is to get Ridley on the ground as soon as possible so that you can boost ball into him. Upper Dynamo didn't really have anything spectacular for us.
At this point, I really doubt Plasma being in Chozo, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not liking the odds of it. Could be on Ghosts.
Yeah, it could be on Flagra too. Could also be Flagra itself. We haven't checked the boss fight yet.
Yeah.
Oh, GGC going for the single room on it? No, okay. I was about to say.
I think it technically saves time, but I don't see hardly anybody going for it.
GC now also finding Spider-Ball. Nice.
Good for him. Good for him. Well, not that good for him because SpklJae got it first. And yeah, definitely a missile in training chamber. SpklJae confirms it beyond the shadow.
Any big phases you would gamble? Where would it be? I would be. No one has checked plasma processing till yet, have they? That could still be vanilla plasma beam. Vanilla phases, a PCA, come on, Zeke. Zeke, that's not fair. Don't curse them. Well, the point.
That's all 6 artifacts.
That's all 6 artifacts, indeed.
And we are going to check Tower Chamber and get our Randomizer. No,
Having both violence.
SpklJae. Unless they believe that the plasma is going to be some frigate, which could be possible.
It's a reasonable guess. But having all of the visors is going to make Essence much easier.
It's completely true. Completely true.
It seems as if Jay is... Wait, where was our talent elevator again?
I don't remember. It wasn't the front of Cho, so that was going to...
PPC. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it was reflection pool safe station. That was, I think, Frigate Crash Sir? No, it was Canyon. It was Canyon. I'm not sure.
Talent Canyon. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a glass of water.
Yeah. Oh, reflecting safe was monitor. Huh. Wait, Santo was vanilla. We're PPC on main plaza. So where was Talon then? Also Jay most likely going to... Yeah, okay, Twin Fire is probably best way, yeah. But also Jay probably going for extra at this point. Oh, nice R jump. Meanwhile, did you see this going for Taros? To be honest, at this point I don't really like the idea of doing Taros. I would go for the hint. But if it's if Taros has plasma, this could also be a huge time saver, since most people will most likely go for last locationing boss fights as much as possible. And we had more.
Pay out big. Pay out big.
Yeah, it could. We had a lot of races until till now. We had a lot of races already in the tournament that got the game changer because someone did a boss earlier than the other one. And Taurus was one of those. Sorry.
Be sure to switch over to question comment. I feel like Taurus holds for us today. A missile.
Ah. Unfortunately. Up to now, both runners really played this extremely well. So I'm hyped to see how this goes and how this continues. This could be an artifact temple high five actually.
Oh, that was such a good. Oh, that was so good.
It was, yeah. It seems as if TGC has some slight problems with getting the PV drop from the zoomer behind the Bandesium debris.
I don't really have a lot of experience with
It can be really finicky if the zoomer is a cooperator. There we go. And that's Phasing Suit hint.
Yes, it is. That was overall just a really clean Ridley fight.
It was, yeah. Phasen suit is
Phase
located in
Online.
Phasen Mines.
Good news, I would say. Because it means you don't have to worry so much about, whether your opponent has already found it or not. Because he probably has. If it's all the way in Phase Online. Whereas if it was in Cho's over Talon, now you're worried like, oh crud, I might be kind of far behind. You might
Yeah.
already have this, that, the other.
Although SpklJae has not yet found the main quarry elevator. Do we know if TGC ever peaked top of furnace? So
Don't know. Not sure.
I'm also not so sure.
Probably. Question mark.
Nice scan dash.
Yeah, very nice. TGC is going to have to be the full Ridley fight without Blasphemy. This is going to take substantially longer.
Yeah, fighting without plasma and without boost ball can be really tricky. Going for the safe way.
Yeah, that's doing it this way is pretty easy. And that's our
Oh my!
Vanilla Plasma. That is really good news. SpklJae.
I'm sorry for calling that.
Absolutely overjoyed.
I am
Absolutely overjoyed.
yeah, that is a good reason to be in joy because
Exceedingly good.
it's very unlikely that plasma is vanilla and Reggie did it.
You mean, Chris? They were, I'm pretty sure, on the same team. That TGC, so I don't understand the confusion.
Vanilla plasma. This is incredible. But this is putting Jay in a very good position for this race.
Yeah, TGC is still fighting Ridley at this point. The Ridley fight is a slog. You don't use the default trick. Feel no shame about doing this in a casual playthrough. The Ridley fight is not really good. Honestly, probably the worst boss in Metroid Prime to fight. Maybe that's a bit mean. But like also, you know, it's Metroid Prime. Or that's gonna GameCube. Like literally everything in this game is so good that the boss is being mediocre. Just is an instant contrast. Like
Yeah.
that's it. This would be a good boss fight in any other game, but like this is Metroid Prime or Nintendo GameCube. We've got higher standards than that.
I still can't believe it. I accidentally called it. I'm not so sure if TGC will go for plasma processing sooner or later. But holy Jesus. That is a plasma beam location. So Jay heading for the main quarry elevator and main plaza, I think. Which I like. It's easier from there on to full clear of mines. Yeah, boost ball is required to get the plasma.
Right. That's a good observation. SpklJae shooting sad for the PPC elevator. Immediately. Where do you think our phase on suit is? I'm gonna say it's on Philip in Elite Research.
I wanted to, to be honest, I wanted to say top of elite research.
Not too far apart.
But I
We'll
would
see where
still love to once in a lifetime see Phase Suit and Boombox.
It needs to happen, folks.
MQP Reggie, come on! Don't do that. They don't have supers.
Oh no, that would be bad.
Yeah.
Oh hey, they're supers. Okay, that might be ice pressure. That's way faster.
Way faster.
For a second, I was so confident as well. You tank and PCA. It's not bad.
Vanilla.
That's good news.
Yeah, but we do have to fight around with the Plasma Pirates here in PPC. Given that we actually had to pick up the plasma processing item. So PCA Phase and Suit is dead.
Correct.
Could still be vanilla. Not impossible.
No, please. No.
Vanilla would not even be oh,
There's
your
your
boss.
version.
Okay, now if MQB has Phaser Suit, my guess with Phaser Suit and Boombox wasn't too bad.
Now this does mean, by the way, that no matter where it is, we will have the items to go get it at this point.
TGC actually catching up here, but given
Yeah,
that
we'll see
they
it
have no plasma beam, this can be really tough.
The guys are not being very nice to SpklJae. I don't remember what that enemy was called. Some kind of bamboo, maybe. I'm just gonna call them the guys. Me and the guys hanging out in this vertical tunnel. Let's see. That was storage depot B, correct?
Yeah, and it was bizarre.
Yeah, doesn't matter. These are also one of the things that can just randomly instantly kill you. Those little moving electric things. If you get caught the wrong way, they can just instantly end you. Kind of like the gel zaps.
Hello, Calvin.
Goodbye.
The king
And
of
this
the
is actually
hill.
a wall that we're on. This side of the wall is a bit weird. If we just boost into it, we'll eventually click through. You kind of gain speed without actually going anywhere. It's a bit like if you've ever heard about the backwards long jumps in Mario. It's kind of like that. Eventually. I'm used to it happening sooner than that. There's not like a strategy to it. You really just have to keep boosting. It eventually clips you through eventually. Not like super difficult or anything. I'm remembering this being like an effortless process. I don't know what's happening.
There we go.
No power bomb?
No power bomb, but also kill the pirates first. And there is a PB drop, nice.
Very nice. This is Prime, so there's no guarantee that we get power bombs if we want. Also worth noting that TPC is going the same way as Jay.
Yeah.
Miss long Philip?
I do think that's reasonable to go to upper mines first. And then full clearing lower mines.
I agree. Look, going through lower mines is a pretty circular route, so either way works, really. It's just that upper mines has, I think, a little bit higher check density.
Yeah, but the problem with lower mines is if we go for lower mines first, it means we have to kill OP in order to get the items, then go through PPC again. Yeah, also TGC has to go upper mines because no plasma. That's a very valid point.
Ah, you're right. I didn't even consider that. missile and storage people, eh?
Yeah.
We have 2 more items left in Upper Mines to check on this loop. We have the item security access, and we have the main quarry items. After that, we can loop that goes up. Wait.
Yeah. And by the way, high 5 runner.
And we do get a power bomb drop here because this wall that we need to destroy it does require a power bomb. There's a lot of those in mine.
I'll be back.
Alright. Taking quick D2 to get a slow jump off of that surface. I wonder if you can use the X-ray to look at that item in the main quarry. I've never thought about that. Probably not worth it. You can just do that. Missile exchange for main quarry. I'm gonna move the crane back to go to waste management or whatever. Oh boy, I'm a bit tired. So is it just me or does TTC have like a weird frame rate thing going on? It looks all kind of blended together. Like if you've ever seen like a TV at like a Best Buy, they have it set to that it kind of looks a bit too real, like it's blending frames together. Kind of looks like that. Maybe that's just me. Messes up the grapple. That's a little unfortunate. And we're through. Re-entering ore processing now. There's a lot of these little loops in mines that makes it a little bit easier to route things. Very convenient. Especially the way that, Omega Pirate loops back into GC. That little ore processing bit is also very nice. And SpklJae just messing around here a little bit in the elevator room. This elevator takes a long time to go to the bottom, and you don't actually take fall damage in Metroid Prime, so doing that has no cost whatsoever. Boom box also reappears at the bottom, even if the item doesn't.
So TGC should only have 2 locations left without phasing suit. Without plasma. Should be Central Dynamo and MQA, if I'm not mistaken.
TGC left mines.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say that the drones, like the one in Central Dynamo, and all the other ones too, that there's like way too much effort put into their sound effects for the enemy that dies to like 2 shots by the time that you see it. Like, you know, I feel like the effort in sound effects is comparable to the Pirate Commando echoes.
Yeah.
It just feels weird that it's so fragile.
That was
Maybe that's why it
some
was a
beautiful
boss fight.
movement.
We do have extra, we can do that. That's our space on, that's our phase on.
Yep, that's phase on an MQA.
That's our gosh darn phase on right there. Go mode.
And that is go mode. Absolutely.
Wait, my job is to start to come to a close. We're about to finish this seat out. We've already fought Ridley. We're right next to a save station. We do have to fight Float Drone, but we didn't fight it the first time, so that's not going to be a huge time.
And since we have X-Ray, this fight is going to be even easier.
Oh, we're having some difficulties here. Okay, SpklJae is coming back now.
Yeah.
Also, the trigger for the fight is at the very top of the room, so you do have to climb up for the furnace. It won't show up if you're just outside. You have to climb up because the trigger looks like right in front of the room.
Was that another nothing?
At this point, I feel like we might have gotten all 10. We're starting a collection here.
Yeah, we do.
How many have we gotten anyways? Somebody should tally that up. Go through the VOD again. This is like
now,
in Ghosts and Goblins when they tell you to, yeah, you gotta beat the game again. You gotta watch our VOD again. You gotta listen to us a second time. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules.
Did you see now about to find phasing suit?
Yeah. So they're not gonna be far behind at this point. It's gonna be a race to the finish.
I'm not so sure about that. TGC is still missing plasma.
We don't have a way to go anywhere in Impact Crater. We can't even think about Exo Skip because we don't have the ability to open the door.
Yeah. But to be honest, you don't have plasma and plasma processing every day now.
Yeah.
So the plasma's tough.
And of course, since we already beat Ridley, we just had this portal straight to Impact Crater.
So it's only Phase and Core Climb and then Metroid Prime.
That's all we got left.
Jay.
Good thing too, because I'm getting tired. I do apologize for the degraded quality of commentary.
Well, it is pretty late for you.
Yeah. 3:30 in the morning.
So the way how this boss fight works is we basically have two boss fights coming up. We have Metroid Prime Exo and Essence.
Essence is
Both.
kind of an auto-scroller in a lot of senses. There's a lot of skill going on there, but it's pretty quick combat.
Yeah.
And all of the weapons you get during that course have no effect. Exo is the real boss fight, where things can happen, where people can come out, especially at lower health. It's not going to be a different of a trick, but there's a lot more variables.
Absolutely.
You think you could tell us a bit about the different phases?
Yeah, sure. While Essence is concentrating on requiring the visors, Exo is basically to make sure that you have all the beams. So as we could see, there are 4 sub-chambers to this boss fight. In the first sub-chamber we have Exo will only choose between Wave and Power Beam. In the second it will also add Ice Beam to the pool. In the third sub-chamber we will have the option to get Plasma Beam. And oh, nice snipe. And in the last sub-chamber we actually have I kind of want to say crazy Exo, because from there on Exo does not have to go through one completed cycle to go and dash at you or swap beams. They basically can decide if they want to cooperate or not. Yeah, TGC is just about to find a plasma beam.
And that's going to be his game, to phase him too. It's very fortunate for him that it didn't end up somewhere behind that.
Yeah, it is.
The route is going to be much better.
That is some aggressive shooting. So what Jay's trying there is when Axel's dashing to us, basically the boss itself is still vulnerable. So if we basically aim precisely and give our shot, we can still snipe them while the boss is dashing to us, dealing some extra damage. Plus, in the moment the boss turns, it will still be in the beam phase of before, with the extra that we do damage to the next phase and not the same, and can with that get more damage output immediately. Yeah.
Before we essence gets that charge shot, which deals a ton more damage as well. We definitely had some parties that really another we shot the turnaround, but it's not gonna that charge is not bad at all. Taking damage doesn't want that charge can be a little problematic. There we go.
But that's Exo down. Now for Essence there are two ways to fight the boss, or two techniques we like to use. I'm pretty sure we're going to see both of them. We have Attack Cancel and we have Pool Cancels.
Can you tell us a bit about those?
Yeah, I can. As we can see, there is basically the body of Exo in the background.
Yeah, and despite using the Wave Buster and draining all our missiles, Jay's not doing damage to us. The boss is going to be completely new to us until it leads us to a phase.
Yeah, because with the phasing suit itself, we get the option, if we stand in a pure phasing pool, to go into hyper mode. So we want to have Essence in a good position. And as soon as we got that, we can basically keep it in that position with some good timed shots and kinda stun lock it. Now the best way we want to do this is two attack cancels and one pool cancel is the most common strat.
And the idea is that you just kind of ride it out so that you always have pool. You just kind of get in the pool and then start shooting. And then out of the pool. You will have this period of time where you don't have any way of dealing with it. At the end of this, we are always dealing with it. We always have dealing.
That's time.
That's going to be
134 flat. That was, even in the end, given that TGC had some unlucky routing with Plasma being in plasma processing, this was a very, very close race.
Indeed. I was definitely very happy to commentate with you today.
I can just give that back.
Again, I do apologize if I was a little sleepy at times. I tried to get some details on the story where I had something to say.
But yeah, this was a close call.
Yeah, not super close, but you know, it was definitely it wasn't like completely obvious.
Looking
I
that
was expecting TGC. I didn't expect Jay to happen. You got a pretty spectacular victory.
to be honest, looking at TGC already being at Axel,
despite the routing difference.
Despite the routing difference, yeah.
It's pretty clear what a strong player he is just by how he managed to paint this. Despite all
Absolutely.
despite all of those mistakes.
Okay. With
what are your
Jay?
thoughts?
Hello. GG.
That was AC, huh?
Yeah.
Free vanilla elevations and vanilla plasma beam. Was this even randomized?
Certainly wasn't expecting the vanilla plasma beam. I was like, I should check that just in case, just to make sure that was cleared. But pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I imagine you were feeling real happy about that.
I accidentally called it. I was like, well, vanilla plasma can still be. And it actually came up. TGC is on EXO right now.
Oh, very close then.
Yeah, very close, even though they didn't get wave as early and they...
Yeah, you had wave before them, you had plasma before them, you had a lot of better routes. They went to Starless, they went to Drift. You did neither of those things, in my opinion.
Well, I considered the hardest, but... And frigate, you never want to go.
How many routing mistakes they made. They ended up with mistakes. Now, this isn't necessarily to say that it was a mistake for the run of the speed. It was that it was the wrong choice for the speed. That's kind of what I'm saying. It's not a rational move.
Yeah.
True, it's never a mistake until the end of the run, and then you find out.
Yeah.
So, any thoughts about the run?
I don't remember half of it at this point. Adrenaline is still going, so it's let's see, we got Icing Wave like really early, which is never a good sign. But,
Ice was extremely early.
Yeah.
Literally started with more bombs and varied, but Ice was pretty much immediately after.
Ice was... I'm trying to remember. Wait. Where was I? Oh, Gathering Hall. Gathering Hall.
Oh yeah, that was...
And
quite as immediate, but it was pretty close.
And Wave Beam on Zord.
Yeah, they were right next to each other. TGC is safe for us instead of going to each other.
I did consider that, but it's like if you're already there and you've got more fallen bombs.
Yeah, we saw this cost of race somebody else this tournament. Like I think that was actually my very last the game right before this one, but I'm not even sure. I called literally the first like that kind of starts thinking like together. I didn't cost it, but I volunteered. Honestly, it's kind of wild. I won't be able to keep the streak going now that, you know, there are like 3 races scheduled at the same time, but yeah. That's not what I was really doing to begin with, so that just kind of ended up, I just looked back and I'm like, oh, I was on all of these races consecutively. Yeah, TGC going into Essence now.
Yeah.
I feel like you had good final bosses.
Yeah, I mean, everything kind of went pretty darn well for EXO and Essence. Ridley, I kind of thought I had super missiles going into that, and then ended up just having a missile spam, but, you know, apart from the 2 missed dashes, that went pretty well.
Oh, that's another thing TGC did. He didn't have boost following like a Ridley.
Oh.
So you have a lot of little advantages. This is why you're
True.
Even with that, it was a super close race.
Yeah, I went live. So the last tournament, the 2021 time, I think I was like I ended up middle of the batch, and then I think I've gotten a bit better since then just by like spamming 80% runs. So maybe I'm fingers crossing the upper third, maybe. Maybe.
I think you got a good chance. What's your leaderboard playing right now on here?
I'm like 53, I think, or 54 now. Yeah, I got a 110, so pretty happy with that.
Pretty good IGP. I mean, it's hard to get a good ranking in this. It's so IGP heavy, but in a way where you can't really perfect. You know, in a game like Metroid Fusion, what you run will be very, very close to the optimal. Like, there are tasks that we now see from whereas in Metroid Prime, there's just always your experience. We will never get close to the task.
I think that's why I like Prime so much. It's just the movement is so good. So for a hit, my other favorite speed game is Mirror's Edge, and I think there's kind of a similarity between the two games.
That's also GG for TGC now.
Indeed. We'll be joined by him shortly, presumably. He says in the race time room, I effectively last locationed Plasma. I had only 2 remaining checks. Hello there, TGC. Nice to have you. Thoughts on the seed?
Oh, I'm so annoyed.
Yeah, you lost because you just made a lot of mistakes in terms of like picking what to do next. Again, I don't like calling them mistakes, but they just didn't help you at all. Thardus, not great. Frigate, not great. Ridley without boost ball, not great.
Yeah, so the Thardus was more, I wanted to make sure that everything in Fen was accounted for that wasn't plasma based. So that if I had to come back, I knew exactly what was left. And the thing is, I was still looking for plasma at the time, and it was logical. I had considered going for boost before doing my Ridley, and I kind of weighed up, and I was like, I don't like the journey where I've got an elevator right in front of me. And that kind of didn't pay off. But I think the thing that really it didn't mess me up in a sense, but I think it was that Frigate was logical. Frigate was your logical access to Findrana because you were expected to go through. I'm trying to remember. You were expected. Oh, where was Quarantine Cave? Yeah,
Quarantine Cave.
Oh no.
Oh no, Quarantine Cave was
because that came out at Shorelines at
Workstation, I think.
Workstation Safe Station was the
yeah, so
was
it was
Quarantine Cave, and then it was Great Treacle upper for Shorelines.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. I think for some reason I thought that oh no, that's what it was. When I was doing my Frigate play, I was like, there's a series of elevators I still don't know. Feng could be entirely locked off at the back of Frigate. Everything was logical, and then I found the main quarry one, and I was like, well, I guess I'm doing bar skip to get my artifacts. And that's kind of where it went a little ski with, because I started finding everything that I was looking for that I thought I'd left behind in Chozo, because I thought Spiderball was on Flagra for a long time until I found it. And I was like, I don't know where any of this logic is now supposed to have been going, because it just didn't connect in my brain. And then last locationing Plasma effectively was sore.
Yeah. But that plasma beam was for that, really. I accidentally called that plasma beam out.
I figured I'm going to curse Reggie on this one because Reggie really enjoys plasma processing, and that's.
Oh, Reggie was happy about that.
Yeah, I wasn't. But no, the elevators were kind of messy as well. I think once I got to the point, like, I still don't know if I picked up Missile Launcher. I don't recall actually collecting it. I didn't see the HUD pop up.
Missile Launcher was in Root Cave.
Oh, it was the Root Cave one, right? Ugh, that's horrible.
That's funny, yeah.
Yeah, no, GG's.
But even with that, even with Jay picking up Wave Beam a lot earlier, and same with Plasma, this was still super close. Like, you caught up really fast.
I guess the quote-unquote benefit, shall I say, was the fact it was a Plasma Go mode. So there was a lot of things that were out of the picture once I got phase on. But yeah, effectively, the only 2 remaining checks I had not done were plant and ghosts.
Yeah. That was a Renovania special, definitely.
Did not enjoy.
Can relate.
That's alright, we have much more to look forward to next week with the door randomizer.
Oh yeah, that's
Hell
going to be
yeah.
amazing.
I'm there for that, brother.
It's gonna be interesting.
That door rand was still a bit messy, but I look forward to it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it feels very weird to try and get your brain to think differently with the doors.
Cosmonaut, I know. I watch his stream a lot. He streams on Twitch quite often. I don't think he does it as frequently now that he's got a job. Taking up a lot of his time, but he does a lot of door rando stuff. So you guys better watch that. You better hope you don't get meshed on him. I mean,
have you got any
he's like
secret
the fifth
hints?
place
Any tints?
80% record holder, so you know but that too.
I don't know if I'm meant to like start writing down
I'm
doors.
sorry, I've got my flags in the back here. I'm waving my foam finger. I've got a horse in the race.
But this tournament up till now was really amazing to watch, and even really
TGC
amazing to be a part of.
definitely is going to have some catching up to do after this game. I don't think it'll be too hard for either of you guys to get a pretty good score. I wouldn't be surprised to see both of you make it to bracket, but definitely going to be a lot of effort to fight for that position.
Well, it's 5 matches for the top 8.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's going to be like. I think this year, when it comes to the top 8 bracket, it's going to be... I think half of the bracket is going to be somewhat reminiscent of maybe last year, but there's so many people this year, and there's so many people showing up with good skills that I personally don't think I'm actually making it. I think with just the variety of the different presets, as well as a lot of these people coming in that have done the practice, that are kind of showcasing what they can do, there's a lot of surprises, and we're only week 2 in.
Yeah, and I think also Exoskip is definitely going to play a lot more of a role than it has in previous tournaments. Sam, who was my co-com on the game earlier today, is actually going to be releasing a full tutorial on Exoskip very, very soon. There have been demonstrations prior to this, yes, but this is probably going to be one of the more comprehensive tutorials we've seen for this trick. Not a lot of material out there on it, so it's going to be really, really helpful, I think, to a lot of our runners. We've already seen it a lot in this tournament, just out of our more experienced players. But I think by the end, we're going to be seeing it from everyone. Beyond a certain tier.
To be honest, Exoskip is probably only really going to save a lot of time in week 3 and 5 with the door randomizer and the all doors set to blue.
Yes, that's true.
It's exceptionally powerful in week 4 because you don't need beams to traverse the world.
Yeah.
So, you know, you've got your artifacts, then it's good as done at that point.
Yeah. But the artifacts can still, at some point, be locked behind beams, so...
Yeah. But no, that is all from me. GG's, Jay. I wasn't sure what to expect coming into this match because I only had the tournament race to kind of look back on for yourself, but no, you bopped me. I kind of expected that, to be honest.
Oh no, like I saw your last tournament match as well, and I was like, oh man, the movement's almost on par. It's like it's going to be a really close 50-50, I thought.
Yeah, so, meanwhile you beat him by like 7 minutes.
That's all just routing and, you know, it's the elevators.
You like to point the flaws, Peter. You like to point the flaws.
I still thought both of you guys moved pretty clean. You made great use of that spring ball. I love seeing spring ball used to the fullest. I remember seeing TGC struggle with spring ball and half, trying to integrate that into the bomb jump up to the iron, and then like
I only discovered yesterday
do it the normal way.
Yeah, I only discovered yesterday that spring ball works the same way as a bomb jump in Hydro Access Tunnel. I didn't know that was a thing. Something to do with the mechanics of how spring ball works and the fact it's tied to bombs. So that was the first time I'd actually tried it. So I was labbing it randomly to see what I could get away with. But no, one of the things I definitely need to practice, and I think if I had maybe gone for it and managed to get it, which was the boost ball without spider, could have been different. But I absolutely hate that trick. I detest it. So I didn't go for it.
Furnace, definitely a lot of people in this tournament who just are never going to do that ever.
I want to lab with spring ball if it's actually possible to do some sort of weird, I guess, like double bomb jump, spring jump type thing into it. But I don't think
it's
so.
Like the R jump, spring ball, super turn thing. What was that trick called? The fake trick?
I have no idea.
There are some real old heads in Prime who will know what I'm talking about. Like, there used to be like a fake trick that people thought was like a special thing unique to Trilogy, but was really just not. It was just like a different trick that people were mistaking. I don't remember. Jay, do you know what I'm talking about?
No idea, mate.
I just forgot that there were two people named Jay in this call. I was talking to my co-host. But apparently neither of you know what I'm talking about. I'll figure it out by next race.
So,
any final comments?
I'm coming for you,
that
Reggie.
was a lot of fun.
I think it might be a bad idea to trash talk the person hosting your race time room, but okay.
In the chat, we also have the links to the runners. Be sure to take a look at both of them. Both performed very well in this seed. Also,
as for us, you probably won't get anything out of following me. I keep telling myself that I'm going to do an all maps Vista cleanup detail run, but we all know that's not going to happen.
Also, thanks to our trackers for being the heroes of this seed again. It's always a pleasure to have them. And if no one else has something to say, I guess this means we'll see you next mission.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.